Right, more on this later on, all right?
Plain Talking with Mick Bannister, Thursdays at 8 p.m. on Seclo Sounds. Check in for an hour of scintillating chat and music with Mick Bannister and his guests from the world of film and literature. He'll be talking about their achievements and inspiration and finding out about the books and music that accompany them on their travels around the world. Get to know the person behind the headlines. Catch Plain Talking with Mick Bannister, Thursdays at 8 p.m. here on Seclo Sounds.
Right, sorry, that's me. What's coming up next? No one once again shouts. In the next section of this wonderful show, we'll be thinking of all of you in a very special way. We'll take a look at another prospective candidate for our Wall of Honour. We'll hear whatever feeble excuses Lieutenant Dan has come up with this week, and of course lots of your texts and tweets, and I would personally like to hope that Adam's going to continue banging the table when he talks.
I think it's important. It
does help.
Helps with levels, definitely.
Hello everybody. MK Dons 18 18.
Let's stick with 18 now.
Yeah.
I'm
not sure it matters all that much, but thanks. You're going for accuracy for the first time.
Sitting here in the world's most boring meeting, thinking about the game, hashtag Orient, and another 3 points. Roll on Saturday, hashtag Common You Dons. Cal Marksy at Titch MK3 will be getting his hashtag Angel Cake ready for the drive down. Hashtag Angel Cake Army Coid.
No
MK
idea what
Army.
that's about. If anyone wants to let us know, then please
Neither do I. At Simon from London says, loved watching the match again before the Berry game. Such a rivalry. Hashtag loving it. At Dan MK Sport, Jordan Spence used the word semantics. This is the last time I do an all-nighter before a show. In yesterday's press conference, that's impressive. Hashtag MK Dons and at Manlian. 2 of the players that started for England under-19s came from our academy. Hashtag MK Dons. Hashtag just saying.
Thank you very much. Can you let us know how people can get in touch, Mods?
Yeah, you can contact us by humming the Doctor Who theme, but slightly off-key, by taking your clothes off in a public place, talking about you, Dan, again, or by sending pleasant thoughts, focuses on the colour purple. Alternatively, you can use more conventional methods. You can contact us on Facebook at facebook.com/the MooCamp. You can tweet us using the hashtag the MooCamp during the show. You can email us at radio@moocamp.com. You can text 80085, but remember to start your message with, "That's mine. Don't touch it ever again, unless I ask you, or else it won't reach us." Or you can text direct to the studio on 07848 930 396.
This just in. We were excited to get the audience breakdown for the first 10 shows of the series. The figures show us where our live listeners downloaders are located geographically, what their social demographic is, and the general level of intelligence that they have. It's fascinating from our perspective to see how our audience demographic has changed over time. 3 of the top 5 postcodes didn't make the top 10 this time last year, and it's a sign of the greater acceptance and involvement of the club in the wider city area, as well as a sign of the continuing interest in the club from outside the area. As it stands, the 5 postcodes with the highest representation in reverse order are, at number 5 it's MK4, which includes Emerson Valley, Tattenham, Thurston and surrounding areas. At number 4 it's MK14, which includes Gifford Park, Great Linford and Neath Hill. Number 3 it's MK3, which includes West Bletchley and Far Bletchley. Number 2 it's MK6, which includes Coffee Hall, Eaglestone and Fishermead. And still at number 1 it's KT1, which includes Kingston-upon-Thames, Hampton, Wick and Norbiton. From a social class perspective, we've seen a fair amount of consistency with last year's figures, with more than 70% of the listeners across all MK postcodes sitting in either A or B categories. The listeners from the KT postcode areas are predominantly from the C2, D and E categories, with more than 45% coming from E alone. More on this once we've dumbed it down for the KT1 brigade. Okay, it's over and above and beyond. No, that's not the right thing. What's that doing? I didn't do that. Did I do that? Should I do this? Who's going to do this?
You can do it if you want.
Okay, well look, this is the Over and Above and Beyond Wall of Honour. It celebrates those who've gone over and above and beyond the call of duty in service to our club. And so far, that wall contains just 4 names. This is an exclusive club, ladies and gentlemen. The names on that wall at the moment are Carolyn and Lisa for services to Mooey's backside, which was a unanimous vote. Young Albie of this parish for getting Robbo the job, again a unanimous vote. And then Anne-Marie for putting up with her husband, which is 3-1 in favour. This week, we've got someone coming from someone calling themselves simply Colin. who writes, I think that I deserve a place on the MooCamp Radio Show over and above and beyond Wall of Honour because of the contribution that I make to the matchday atmosphere. When the Dons have won a match and the cowshed are in full voice, I'm the person who puts another one, bites the dust on just at the right volume to drown them out. Because of my efforts, any efforts that the crowd might make to keep the atmosphere going are rendered useless, and a handful of kids with foam fingers get to enjoy themselves. So what do we think? Does Colin get a place in the Wall of Honour?
No.
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 Adam?
No.
Okay. That's settled that then.
He's the one that everyone seeks, so what's his excuse this week?
We're starting to think we might never see Lieutenant Dan in the studio again, which is probably just as well, as we've given his seat away to Jim Cleland this week. Dan's still showing commitment of sorts, though, as each week he's sending us some form of communication with an excuse of some form or another as just to why he can't make it. This week we'd heard nothing, and we're starting to worry a little bit, to be honest, but when we arrived at the studio this very evening, we found the following message stuck to the main entrance door. In what can only be described as a distressed hand,
Easy, Tiger.
the note said...
Sorry. It said, I don't need your radio show. I don't need your radio... I put it better in his voice. I'll start again. I don't need your radio show. I don't need your radio show. I'm much gooder than that Jim McClelland. I don't need your radio show.
I thought you were going to do a different voice.
Yeah, well, thanks for that, Dan. Maybe we'll see more from him next week.
Maybe. We'll have to wait and see.
Old Boots is guide to being a proper fan. Old Boots is guide.
Rule week off.
International break with no matches to watch. It's time to get busy and tidy your loft. We got a match coming up. Before we get there, actually, we have a suggestion for the naming of the bar. This is from DJ Darren Hoy. This is Blackpool's finest Jamaican export. DJ Darren Hoy is suggesting, how about the Udder Bar? Which, for someone who knew absolutely nothing about the Dons 10 weeks ago, and has since become an adopted member of the show.
I think we should call it Oystons.
Oystons. Okay, yes, which is the Blackpool chairman. Yes, okay, yes. We can't use the word I was about to use to describe him, because that's libel. But yes, the Udder Bar, so there's a suggestion there. Orient. Hands?
And
Hand?
Your perspective hand.
No hand.
Are you going?
No.
Oh, I can't go.
Okay, no hand, that's
It's a
fine.
disaster.
We won't hold it against you. What's your excuse?
Oh, Margaret's playing in a brass band on Saturday evening and we won't get back in time.
That
And-
sounds like a result, if you ask me. Brass bands are... Oh.
I love brass bands, but also it's my mum's birthday as well.
Okay. Do you not like football?
No, she comes. She goes to the football,
Yeah.
but she sits up with my dad in the disabled bit.
Yeah.
Yeah, she likes it.
Ah, grand.
She said for years and years she'd never go, and then when she was about 75, she said, "All right, I'll go," and has been to pretty much every game since.
Excellent. That's smart. Okay, what do we think? What are we expecting? Who's everyone been there before?
I'm expecting to get royally drunk.
That doesn't surprise me very much, but okay, yeah.
But,
are you expecting to be thrown out for damaging seats in any way, shape, or form?
Probably.
Yes.
No, let's just say in advance if it happens, and it was funny a few years ago. In terms of game, I'm expecting us to respond to the disappointing game that we had last time, and we've lost our last two visits there. But the last time that we did win there, we absolutely dominated them. Obviously, Orient were a different team back then, but it's a great ground to go to, and it's when their fans sing up and our fans sing up, it can create a good atmosphere. So I'm going for a sneaky 4-1 win.
4-1, okay.
I quite like going there. I've been a couple of times.
Yeah.
But, well, probably more. But, I think we'll win. But
I
I'm
always
not
think-
going.
I always think beige coat.
Yeah, beige
that-
coat.
that
Just about to
always-
say beige coat.
The things, it's
was
beige
thinking
coat,
right.
it's the obviously the flats in the corner,
Flats in the corner,
with the people doing their
I'm
ironing and
watching
things.
EastEnders.
First time I went there, it was, I think, one of Chadwick's first games.
remember
He scored
that?
2 goals. It was an evening cup. It might have been a cup game.
No, it was Tuesday night.
Tuesday
Tuesday
night,
night,
Di
yeah.
Matteo season. It
That
was.
was beige coat evening.
Was that beige coat?
It was, yeah.
Oh wow, that
We
was.
had a stand-in goalkeeper, didn't we?
Who did we? Oh God, okay, that rings a bell. Yeah.
We'll see. Anyway, he did that
Anyway.
tremendous wee turney thing, didn't he?
That was one of the best goals I've ever seen when I played school, and
And he meant that as well.
probably the point I fell in love with him.
Well, there's a thing.
Yeah, this will be my 4th time going to Orient, and it's a great little ground to go to, especially if you plan it out better. But yeah, I probably plan not to even go to the ground, to be honest. I'll probably get lost on the underground and end up at Stamford Bridge or somewhere.
Yeah.
I went once. We were up all there, and at the end of the game, the announcer wished us safe passage back to southwest London, which I thought was quite amusing. I like all that stuff.
That's cool. I like that. Okay, well, predictions. You're in 4-1. I'm going 3-1.
I reckon we'll win 2-0.
2-0.
Yeah, I'll go 2-0.
2-0.
I'm with you, 3-1, I think.
3-1. Okay. Grand. So we're bound to lose. Or it'll be a 0-0 draw. Yeah. Okay. I'm going to... We haven't got time to do this. Someone asked me, David Saunders, I think, asked me earlier on, because we were going to Orient, could I play London Calling by The Clash? Just so you know I was ready. I'll play the first few minutes of it, but we probably haven't got time, so I'm going to let it go now. Anyway, there, I hope you enjoyed your song, David.
Yes, David.
I like to feel I'm offering a public service here, and I'm fulfilling people's dreams. I will do this, though.
This is Seklo Sounds. Join us every Wednesday at 7 p.m. for 1 hour in the company of Harry and Edna on the Wireless, exploring all aspects of the vintage scene and playing tip-top gramophone tunes. Harry and Edna on the Wireless, Wednesdays at 7 p.m. on seklosounds.org. Jolly good.
You're listening to the MooCamp Radio on Seklo Sounds, and I hope you're having a lovely time. Seklo Sounds exists to bring people and communities together to celebrate all that's best about the city. We produce a variety of music and speech programmes produced by local people, and we're run by over 60 volunteers. There's always room for more, so if you have a programme idea or a skill that you want to offer, send an email to volunteers@seklosounds.org. You can find out more about this show, this station, and other shows that we produce by visiting www.seklosounds.org. Someone tell me what's supposed to be coming up next. Script and time allowing.
We'll be chucking the script away and just freestyling, I should imagine.
Sounds good.
But if we weren't, we would be talking to Adam a bit more. I'd like to get the latest skin of Chav in, because that's my favourite section.
Chavin's important, yeah, it's the best bit of the show.
And I think that's about it. Oh, I'd like to see what people have been saying about us this week, because that always makes me chuckle as well.
Okay, excellent.
And that's it.
Thank you very much. It's where everyone says, oh, am I supposed to be doing that bit? Someone do the text.
Alright then, Shona from Bletchley says, Albie, you're the best. Rain says hi. Hi. Wanda from Linford says, loving the show this week, guys. Have you thought about moving to television? Ooh. And Steve from Wolverton says, I'm not sure if this is the right place, but I'm worried about the future. Mandy from Coffee Hall says, I wouldn't want to be one to spread idle gossip, but I don't think that Edda from number 24 is quite single. Should like you to think or anywhere near as disabled. And anonymous text says, you're all evil, I hate you all, wicked things will happen to you soon, and very soon, I hope. Thank you.
Thank you very much. Okay.
This just in a turnaround that shocked the footballing world this week, AFC Kingston have decided that not only are the MK Dons a real football club, they're an important one, and that beating us is actually a really big deal. It appears that all the previous comments about them really rather not playing us, and it not being a match that they were interested in, even though thousands of them turned up to see us, turned out to be completely false the moment they won a match, at the third attempt. More on this once and I love this word, ironyometer has cooled down a little.
Thank you very much. Okay, look, for those of you whose memory is longer than 20 minutes, you might remember our question of the week was, what's your biggest gripe about the Stadium MK match day experience? Other ones we received here. Martin Jane says, the gobshite who sits in front of me. I have no idea who he's referring to. Pete from MK1 says, the money. It's all about the money. Sue Ryan also says, the gobshite that sits in front of Martin. Young Albs says, while I appreciate some fans don't want to sing, the East Stand Club Red is like a morgue sometimes. Then they often complain that the atmosphere is poor. We need singers in the East Stand desperately.
What sort of idiot decides to make a sensible post in the midst of that?
I have absolutely no idea. Have we got updates on roundabouts?
Yeah, we've had quite a number of guesses this week so far, most of which are suggesting the same one, which is something of a first. That means we've got to try harder.
Yeah.
Dawn from Bletchley asks, is it Stacey Bushes? Mark from 2 Mile Ash says, is it the Kingston roundabout? But I think we had that one last week or the week before.
Week before last it was, yeah. But